Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. So it's Shane Harris here again. And today we're going to venture into the exhilarating world of starting a new business from the first spark of a great idea to laying down the foundation. We'll cover the essentials that every beginning entrepreneur should know. So, ready to birth your dreams? Let's begin. But before we do that, we have to do these introductions. So, again, I'm Shane Harris, and around here on these social media streets, these platforms, wherever, I'm also referred to as Shane the Negotiator. And I help coaches, consultants, and service providers who are overwhelmed and lack guidance to achieve true financial freedom. And I do that by providing expert tax and coaching services. That's what I do, and that is who I help. So let's get on in there talking about these business creation essentials. So I know in 2020, especially, particularly, so many businesses was created. Oh my goodness. Every time I turned around, there was a new business. Even my business was created. So I wasn't exempt. I was a part of the Start a Business crew now. I was in the process of starting my business since 2019. So when 2020 came, I was still finalizing some things in December 2020. That's when I created Profit First Taxes, the first business. So I was a part of the crew that created a business in 2020. So I'm here to actually give you guys the proper layout of how things are, because many of you created these businesses because you saw a TikTok, you saw a YouTube video, you saw an IG post, you saw something on Facebook, you saw something somewhere, or somebody told you, go ahead and get you a LLC, and then go ahead down to the bank and get you a business loan for $250,000 or more. And you're set. But they didn't tell you exactly what the layout should be like. So many of you are now almost 3 years later. Well, it is 3 years later. For me, December will be 3 years. But some of you 3 years, some of you's coming up on 3 years, and your business is not structured appropriately because you had bad information, you didn't know, and that's why Shane the Negotiator is here to put you on with the put on. So let's get on in there and get started with this. So every great business starts with a spark, an idea, but not every business is viable, unfortunately. Before diving deep, ask yourself this question: does my idea solve a problem? So many of you started these businesses and you just went ahead and just chose something, you just started doing it, but did you really consider if it actually solves a problem? So you run into the issue of you create this business, you didn't know if it solves a problem or not. It might have had momentum temporarily because during COVID, a lot of businesses was doing well. But then after COVID happened, things just went sideways. Not every business, because some businesses did get hurt during COVID. I'm talking about some of the businesses that was created because of COVID. So some people were selling masks. That was a nice little business to have. But what happened to those masks now? So it solved the problem at that particular time. Now what do you do? So let's get on to number 2. Is there a market for it? So you have to figure out if it solves the problem and what is the market. Does people want what it is that you're going to be selling, whether it's going to be products or whether it's going to be services or whatever that you're going to decide to do. So as I mentioned, during COVID, it was the mask business. People were making masks from different types of material. It had different colors. It was nice because I've even purchased some masks from some people that I knew that was making some. Because why go to Walmart and get those generic masks when you can go ahead and get it from your buddy, right? So I did. I invested in some of the masks that people had because some of them were nice. So there was a market for it and people capitalized on that. And good for you if you did that. Number 3, how does it stand out in the crowded market? Now, everybody was selling masks. However, it was less people selling masks than the demand that was needed. So it was so many people, millions of people that needed a mask. So if, let's say, 1,000 people was creating and selling masks, it's still not enough to service all those people. So in this particular instance, the market requires that. So how does it stand out in a crowded market? You have to ask yourself that. So solidifying these answers lays down the groundwork for a business that not only survives, but also thrives. So ever wondered why? I have a question. If you guys are one of those people that started your business, but you started making masks and things like that, what happened now that we're not really required to wear masks as much, or that market is no longer in that space where we need huge amounts of masks in large quantity like we did before? Did you sell your business? Did you get rid of the business? Did you pivot to something else? So drop it in the comment and let me know what it is that you end up doing with that. And if you need some guidance and things like that, you can always reach out to me and I'll have that link available to you. So let's go on down, keep going, we're going. Business structure, making the right choice. So now on to the technical stuff, the stuff that you guys don't want to hear about, but this is important for your business. The structure you choose for your business, it can be a sole proprietor, partnership, LLC, or a corporation. It affects your liability, your taxation, and of course, your business operations. So let's break it down. So we're going to go to the different business structures. So we're going to start with number one, sole proprietor. So this is perfect for solo venturers with minimal risk. So this one doesn't really have a whole lot of protection. It's just you, your name, and a business. You can either do it with your social security number, or you can do it getting an EIN number. I would highly recommend getting that EIN number. However, it doesn't matter. Either one, you can do it. You can be a 1099 and you could be considered a business. So it's just you, your names. It can be Shane Harris and whatever the business is I'm doing. That's it. I can use my social, or I can use my EIN number, or if I'm 1099 somewhere, that's considered a business. So that's the sole proprietor, the solopreneur. Next, we're going to go into partnerships. So partnerships are for businesses with 2 or more owners sharing profits and, of course, liabilities. Now, there's more that goes into partnerships because they have limited partnerships and all of that stuff. But I'm not trying to confuse y'all. Right now, we just sticking with the general basics. And that's why when you listen to videos and you listen to people speaking, when they give you these ideas and say, yes, this is what you can do, always remember there's always more detail that goes into it than just that. So don't just listen to someone say, oh, yeah, you could just do this without getting all of the information, because you can take that leap, but then you have to end up backpedaling because you realize there was more red tape that you needed to go through that you did not necessarily get to. So there's more to just in partnership, but this is just a general overview. So again, I said for businesses with 2 or more owners sharing in the profits and of course the liabilities. That's what, if you make money and if you owe money, that's what the partnership does. So then we're going to go into the LLC, which is it combines the limited liability protection of a corporation with the tax benefits of a partnership. Now, partnerships, you can have an LLC partnership, or you can just be 2 people coming together without actually creating an LLC and still be considered a partnership, just to let you know that. So then we're going to get into the corporations. This is suitable for larger businesses, offering the most protection, but with more regulations. Now, of course, it doesn't necessarily have to be only for larger businesses, because some businesses are smaller, considered a small business, and they can still be corporations. Now, remember, there's corporations. It can be a C corporation or an S corporation, and that's the tax election that you choose to be to one or the other if you're an LLC. So if you're an LLC, you can decide that I want to be taxed as an S corporation or taxed as a C corporation, because depending on which one you choose has its tax benefits. So let's go on down. We're going to go on to the essential legal and financial preparations. This is the other part that you guys don't want to talk about, but Shane the Negotiator is here to school and educate and make sure you have all the facts. So starting a business is not just about a cool idea. It's about protecting the idea and ensuring its financial viability. So here are a few things that you need to do if you have that idea and you like, I want to start a business. These are the steps and the things that you need to do. Number 1, you want to register your business. So you want to obtain the necessary licenses and permits. That is key. So licenses and permits can be like, okay, you want to create this LLC. So you go on the state's website, or you go down to the state's office, wherever it may be. So you go on the website, it's usually something.org. State of Georgia, whatever.org, the state of Connecticut, the state of Mississippi, whatever.org, .gov or something like that, it may say. You go to the site and you register your business. So you're going to go ahead and get your article of organization, where it gives like the bylaws that tells you what your business is all about and who's the owners and members and all that good stuff and how much your percentages are and yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to get into all of that. You obtain your EIN, of course, because that's going to go along with registering your business. And then you're going to get the state stamp of approval with the licensing that says you are able to operate your business in that particular state. Now, it's only for that state. So if you are here in Georgia, like I am, and you create that business is legally operational for that state. Of course, if I'm online, so I can operate in multiple states. But if I physically move back to New York, or I move back to Maryland, or back to Texas, I've lived a lot of places. So if I move back to some of those places that I lived in, I don't legally have a business in that state. I would have to create a foreign entity or something of the sort, which I'm not going to get into that there. So it's only for that particular state. So when you get, and it may be other licenses that you may need to get also. So for instance, in my county, I need a permit to operate certain businesses within my home. So this is I have the state license. And then because of the county, I have to go get another license to operate my business. So you have to know what licenses that you need and permits for your particular state. And of course, if you need help with that, you can also reach out to me and I can assist you with that as well. So next, when you have all these licenses and all of these things in place, then you're going to take all of that and go on down to number 2, open a business bank account. So as I've spoken on the previous lives that I have done in the previous videos over the couple of weeks prior, where I said separate personal and business finances. So you are going to open a business bank account because I don't want you here mixing up business and personal. That's not good. It's bad business to do so. So you open that business bank account. You may want to open several business bank accounts because you don't want all your money going in one place. You want to have multiple places where you can put money. So you want to have at least an income account. This is the money that's going to, whatever money's coming into your business to go there. You want to at least have a savings account. You want to have a tax account, and you want to possibly have an account to pay yourself. At least those 4 accounts. And of course, the account that's going to pay all of your bills and things like that. But if you don't want to get that technical with getting started, at least open 3 bank accounts. One for the monies to come in and your expenses. The second one is for taxes. And then you want to have one for savings and where you can pay yourself out of. So those are the 3 I definitely recommend that you open. And do not mix personal and business together. Absolutely do not do that. Number 3, understand initial tax obligations. Now, before you start getting into all of I'm about to sell this and I'm about to sell that and I'm going to do all these things, know what the tax obligations are going to be. So stay ahead by knowing what taxes that you're likely going to owe so that you don't get caught with your pants hanging down. So based on what business that you have, there's certain state, federal tax and local tax and city tax, depending on where you are, that you may be responsible for. So you see, as I go into all this, you're like, oh my gosh, it's a lot to starting a business. It's a lot, but if you get with the right professionals, they can guide you through these steps. So it's not as tiresome or tedious or overwhelming as it may sound right now. So number 4, protect your intellectual property. So if you have a unique product or a brand, consider a patent, consider copyrights, or of course, trademarks, as you are very much well aware of trademarks, because you don't want to have your business and somebody else out there talking about, oh, that's the name of my business too, and they marketing their stuff as well. You don't want to run into those issues. So protect your assets. Okay, so let's go on into crafting a business plan, your roadmap to success. So your business plan is your GPS. It outlines your business goals, your target audience, your competition, your financial projections, and of course, strategies. So we're going to talk about 5 different things. Executive summary. So that's a snapshot of your business, the overall picture of what your business is going to be doing. Number 2, market analysis. So understanding your industry and of course, your market. knowing who it is that you're going to be selling to and what type of industry that you have. Number 3, organization and management. How will your business run? Who's going to be running it? How exactly this operation is going to take place? Number 4, service of product line. What are you offering? What exactly are you going to be selling to the people? You created this business. What are you going to be selling or offering? And number 5, marketing and sales. People forget this part right here because it's not easy just to create a business. You have to know how to market and sell, at least some way, shape, or form. So how will you attract and retain customers? How will you do that? It's not so easy. You create this business and you're like, oh my gosh, everybody's going to need this. I see a need for it, and it's likely so. But how are you going to market that? So let's go on to financing your dream. So money can be a major hurdle when it comes to starting a business. So consider various funding options. So we're going to talk about 4 different funding options that's available to you. And it can be more, but this is the 4 I'm going to talk about. Number 1, self-funding. Using personal savings. That's you funding your account with the money that you had before you even started the business. So some of you may have a job and you're getting paid through your employers. So you may be using your own monies to fund it and put it into your business. That's a way to go, but it's not always the best, especially if you don't have a whole lot of capital laying around. Then you may have to go on to some of these other options that I'm going to talk about. So number 2, venture capitalists. So investors that manage pooled funds. This is where you hit up those investors and you try to get them to invest into your business by being a silent partner or something like that. And you can get funds that way. Number 3, small business loans. So check out your local banks or small businesses administration, and or in other words, SBA. I know you guys know about the SBA. Maybe I was getting those SBA loans, the PPP and all of that good stuff came from the SBA. So you check out your banks and those SBA the small business administrations and try to get a loan that way. Now, it's not that simple just showing up and be like, I need a loan. They're going to try to make you the personal guarantee because you don't have business credit yet. So of course, there's different ways in which you can potentially start to build business credit. But when you just walk in there, oftentimes you don't have business credit yet. So they're going to guarantee you with your personal credit. So if your personal credit is in the toilet, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to get you these business loans, which is your personal guarantee. So if your business defaults, they're coming after you to get this loan. So you want to keep that in mind when you're doing this also. And number 4 is crowdfunding. So platforms like Kickstarter or Indigo can be a way to validate and fund your ideas. I know they got GoFundMe and all of those other things that's out there. You do what you want to do, but this is what crowdfunding is, where you can reach out and potentially get funding from people. You can reach out to your community and say, hey, I started this business. This is what it is that I'm doing. And they may want to give you a donation to your business, a part of crowdfunding. People donating to you in your business, how much ever, because you can get a lot of capital that way, especially if you're an influential person, people believe in you and you have a strong support network. Ask them and they might help you fund your business. Don't be disappointed if they don't. So common pitfalls and how to avoid them. So many starting businesses make similar mistakes. Overspending way too soon, not understanding their market, or neglecting marketing. So stay educated, seek mentorship, and always, always, always be ready to adapt. So let's break down some of this. Overspending, so not having a budget in place. And that's why, as I mentioned, I want you to open up those 3 or 4 accounts when you get started, because this is going to help you to budget. So the money comes in, you have your income, then you have monies for savings in case stuff happen, rainy days, and also to pay yourself. And we have taxes. You want to have your tax money set aside. Don't play about your tax money. And you want to have an account that your expenses go out of. So you want an account to have your money coming in. You want one to have your money going out, because you don't want to mix them up. This is how you're going to stay on budget. And of course, if you want deeper dive into how this is actually going to work, I have an event that's going to be coming up pretty soon, and you can learn all about budgeting and how to really implement that. Not understanding the market. So the market changes. How the market was in 2020, good or bad, is very different, good or bad, today. So when you have to look at the market, look at the changes and where it is right now, because what you were doing 5 years ago and probably another business that you have may not necessarily work now with the new business that you have. So you have to look at the market changes. And of course, neglecting the marketing. You can't neglect the marketing because your friends and family is going to go so far. And we all know a lot of times friends and family are not the first people that you want to go to. Now, some of you may be lucky and you have some solid friends and family that's going to support you. I had some that supported me. So I'm not going to say it can't happen. I had some that did, but many didn't. A lot of strangers did. So don't rely on your friends and family only. Even the people that you may happen to pass on the street or something, that's considered marketing. So you have to budget into your business marketing so that you can figure out, are you going to be on YouTube? Are you going to be on social media? Are you going to go to businesses and give out flyers? You have to figure out what it is that you're going to do or get with people who can help you to do so. And of course, mentorship and education. You always want to keep educating yourself when it comes to business. Being a business owner is very different from being an employee. So you want to be educated on all different aspects of being a business owner. You may take education, take books out on the type of industry that you're working with. You might get books on how to be a CEO, books on how to have effective communication. You know, that's education. You want to educate yourself in so many different areas, or surround yourself with people who already possess this knowledge and they help you to get where you need to get. And mentorships. Get with some type of mentor. No, coaching is a big thing now. Everybody's talking about coaching, and it's actually a really good thing. When I started my business, I got with a coach and it skyrocketed my business. I would not be where I am today if I did not invest in that coach. So I'm always grateful to my coach, Krista Tyus. Shout out to you, because she has helped me to get scale my business within my first year. And now I'm able to get and invest in other coaches that I have done since then. So having a mentor, it could be a coach, it can be some type of mentor or whatever it is that however you want to call it, so that you can get assistance. Don't try to do this by yourself. The businesses that do not succeed are the businesses that want to do everything themselves. You can't in life, you cannot do everything yourself. That's why we're all here. We all have our special sauce that somebody else, it may not be special to them. And when you put it all together, that's what it creates greatness. So if you're trying to have 5% here, 2% there, 3% there, it's going to add up to 100% at some point in time, but it's going to be a slow moving train. Versus if you come and I'm 100% over here, this person is 100% in that, this person is 100% in their thing, and they come together, that's over 300% of things that you can get in your business that you don't necessarily have to worry about. Focus on your superpower and get those other people to help you. So let's wrap this on up. There you have it, the essentials to kickstart your business journey. So remember, the road of entrepreneurship is thrilling, but it requires preparation, dedication, and resilience. In our next section, we're not done yet. We're going to dig into adapt and overcome business structure changes. So we just talked about creating a business and setting up those structures. Now we're going to talk about the changes that can potentially be needed. So as businesses evolve, so does their needs. So don't miss out on this transformative topic. I hope you enjoyed this topic. Go back and look at the other episodes so that you can catch the previous things that I have talked about. And until I come back on Friday with that next tip, or sometimes I might throw a little sprinkle of something else during the week, you never know. I will see you then, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.